It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to 2K Sports. We're already getting the feel for this new NBA season. Taking it all in with me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks up against the Rockets in Houston. Taking a look at the Rockets, this is a big game coming up for them. They've dropped their first two games, and the last thing they want to do is open the season 0-3. That is not the way to tip things off. And guys, the Houston Rockets can get up and down the floor and score as well as anybody. A big reason, James Harden. He does just about everything for them at the offensive end of the floor. Doesn't he, Kenny?
I'll tell you what. You know, we always knew he was an elite scorer. But now he's passing the basketball, Ernie. His ability to find people has probably opened his game up exponentially on the offensive end.
I know you heard this before because I played for a lot of teams, but I played for D'Antoni.
Wow.
And Harden has showed he can run the offense, and it's flourishing. You know, the challenge for the Rockets is at the defensive end of the floor.
Coming up, tip-off. Let's go courtside. Kevin Harlan has the call.
Oh, say does that star-spangled...
This is 2K Sports, broadcasting from Houston, Texas. As the Rockets take it to the hardwood, I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Looking at the last game for the Houston Rockets, it was a loss to the Kings in Sacramento.
And the big problem, they got trigger happy. Shot a very low percentage from beyond the arc.
And you know, Greg, to me that's baffling. I'm not sure why they didn't do some dine-in eating. Go inside and eat instead of all that work in the drive-thru behind the arc.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, James Harden is a great offensive player, but there's no mistaking it. He does dominate the ball. Now, that can bother teammates sometimes, but Coach Mike D'Antoni says when they feel that paycheck every 2 weeks, that should make them play hard. You have to be a star in your role. So when James gets the ball to you, shoot it, and then run back and play hard as heck. Kevin?
Thanks. He's a great passer, David. There's no doubt he can set the table. Well-seasoned teams coming into this one tonight, Clark. A lot of veterans on both sides. I know you think that's important for both teams.
You know, experience, Kevin, is invaluable, and you only get that from going through the wars time and time again. So veteran players are able to bring that on a night-to-night basis, and they understand the nuances and what it takes to prepare to be ready to play. And so the little things become the big things, and veterans understand that.
So the Rockets win the tip. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Dirk is the 4 with Noel manning the middle. Smith Jr. runs the point with Matthews at his side. They're the backcourt, and it's Barnes in at the small forward. Now here's Harden. Basket counts. Harden's got the opening bucket of the night here for the Rockets.
Love Harden's elusiveness. This guy's so elusive. Finds ways to get the room he needs to shoot from the mid-range just the way he wants to.
Here's Smith. Nowitzki outside. Rebounded by Capella. Smith against Paul. Ariza, right side. Not enough on that one as it misses. Pass to Barnes. Back to Matthews. Stolen by Anderson. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Paul.
Boy, the floor awareness of Chris Paul. Got to respect that. I mean, whenever one of his guys is open, he's getting the ball to him quickly and on time.
Now, here is Smith. 9 points last game out. Barnes outside. Over Ariza. Barnes can't get it to go.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Harden, no good. Here's Dallas. 4-point game. Barnes kicks to Noel. Back to Barnes. Over Ariza. Got a piece of it.
And Ariza works his butt off on defense. I mean, whether he's down low or on the perimeter, he knows how to block shots.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Matthews dishes to Barnes. Noel, a screen on Ariza. Barnes passes to Noel. Shoots over Capella. Dallas again missing.
That's exactly how you want to play it defensively, Kevin. I mean, getting a hand up to distract and bother the shooter. Not easy to stop somebody this deep inside.
Last game for the Mavericks, they picked up the W against Sacramento. Matthews against Harden. Matthews goes in, and so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. It's going to be on James Harden.
Boy, I like seeing Matthews go strong to the rack. I mean, using his speed and strength to put the defense in a pickle.
The first one falls.
Guys, Wesley Matthews is a pure shooter, a long-range bomber who also plays lockdown defense on the perimeter. That's a heck of a combination.
And so he hits both. I'm not sure, Greg, there's a player who better fits the description of a grinder than Wes Matthews.
Yeah, so tough, too. I mean, mentally and physically. He talks about inflicting his personality on the team, and he truly is what I'd call a culture builder.
Count the basket. Harden's got 6 points. Mavericks trail by 6. Smith outside. There's a screen by Noel. Smith kicks to Nowitzki. On the wing, Barnes. Just 5 on the clock. And Capella sends it back.
And every season, Capella has improved as a shot blocker. Timing, awareness, recognition. He's really good at erasing shot attempts.
Now Smith. James Harden missing on the 3. Matthews dishes to Smith. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Harden against Matthews. Shoots over Matthews. Again, the miss by Harden. Mavericks trail by 6. Nowitzki in the post. He's against Anderson. Smith, the pass to Barnes. Barnes with another miss.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Ariza against Barnes. And stolen by Barnes. Smith kicks to Barnes. That one good for 2.
Can't allow Barnes that kind of good position in the post, because once he has it, it's dinner time.
Harden with it. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Kings in Sacramento.
And we got to talk about his 4 steals on the night. That's a complete performance at both ends of the floor.
Releases from 15. Misses off the left iron. Houston leading by 4. A second chance effort. They shoot again. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Love how Capella stays alert on the offensive board, creating second chance opportunities thanks to that activity.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That's good from Capella.
And the Mavericks looking to go young now around Nowitzki. Unsurprisingly, they've already found some intriguing young prospects.
Now here is Smith. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. There's a screen by Noel. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. And for the Mavericks, you look at their young guys, a lot of athleticism, and Greg, an upside already on the roster.
And Mavs fans have to be pleased with what they've done so far. I mean, especially with the selection of Dennis Smith in the draft, who can be a special player at that point guard position. They're making smart moves to kind of revamp this roster.
The first free throw is good.
And Dennis Smith Jr., the 9th overall pick in this year's draft, but voted by his fellow rookies as the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. The Mavericks giving him every opportunity as their point guard of the future.
Both free throws good from Smith.
And Dennis Smith, guys, get this, measured a 48-inch vertical, which would tie him for the best in NBA history. He's a perfect fit for the Mavericks, who were in desperate need of some star power and athleticism.
That's Nowitzki at the elbow. And here's Matthews from the arc. The shot comes out, and the Rockets take it the other way.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Now here's Ariza. 14 points from him the last game against Sacramento.
Boy, awful defending, really. But in the end, they dodged the bullet. They can't let shooters get clean looks from outside.
Smith against Paul. Pass to Ariza. Knocked away. The kick out to Anderson. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Mavericks trail by 7. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And they're able to recover.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
Lob pass to Capella. And stolen by Noel. Pass break Dallas. Here's Nowitzki. Dallas again missing. Rockets leading by 7. A shot by Harden. Wide open. Drops in the tray. Harden's got 11 points.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
Well, you look at a player of Harden's ability, and a couple of things stand out for me. One is his competitive spirit. He's understated, but he's very competitive. He doesn't take nights off. He's a guy who really takes pride in showing up and playing every game.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Rockets.
And they've pretty much ignored the corner 3 tonight. It's a useful shot to have. It really forces the D out wide and opens things up in the middle.
Here is Barea. 8 points his last outing. And to illustrate Harden's competitive nature, last season he famously said, "I just want to hoop. I'll rest when I'm done." Look like that's exactly what you want to hear from your team leader.
Yeah, you love hearing that. Owning the responsibility of leading and showing up all the time. And Harden, heavily depended upon by his team, gives you everything he has every night. Not super flashy, but very competitive and driven.
And so it's Houston with it. The Mavericks making the shot. Here's Gordon. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
In this first period, they've been aggressive and extremely focused.
Yeah, this is a big lead right now, a big one, and they've seized momentum and showing no signs of letting it go.
And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for Houston.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
The free throw drops for Gordon. And Clark, you've been a member of this booth and many others for quite some time. I've always wondered, how did you make the jump into broadcasting?
Well, you know what? I've always enjoyed the game, Kevin, been a student of the game, and have enjoyed reading and playing with words. So when my basketball playing career ended prematurely back in 1987, I got a chance to do Pacers radio, and from there fell in love with this new career and wanted to excel at it. And I've been at it now for over 30 years and hope to have a few more left in front of me.
Here's Taylor. The Mavericks making the shot. And Tucker has it in the corner. Clock at 6. Screen by Baamute. And it's blocked.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Here's Finney-Smith. That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Now we'd like to take this moment to show you the teams that a year ago made a trademark of scoring points off turnovers. In second, the Rockets.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
Here's Curry.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Not one second chance bucket allowed. That is finishing off good defense.
And here are the Rockets now, following the score by Dallas. Taylor dishes to Tucker. Nene, the screen. Shot off the pick. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Mavericks trail by 7. Barea kicks to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
And, you know, this is what Powell does best. Establishes himself deep inside and jams it home.
Taylor passes to Tucker. To the paint. It's tipped. Powell with the steal. And even 3-on-3 break. They get a hand on it. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And when you watch this Rockets team, you can see just how explosive they are on the offensive end. Almost everyone on the floor can hurt you from deep, and they all know their role and execute it to a T.
Now here's Gordon. He's coming off a 10-point game against Sacramento. Over Curry. And the basket by Gordon. Gordon's got 5 now.
Nice job by Gordon there, capitalizing off the pick, putting himself in an ideal position to score the ball.
And last season, the Rockets' offense was incredible. Then they go and add Chris Paul.
They can run a team off the floor if they get hot. 2 great playmakers in Paul and Harden. And making a move for Paul made a lot of teams fear what the Rockets can do now on offense.
1:36 left to play in the first. Taylor against Barea. Taylor dishes to Gordon. Puts it up from 7. Nene kicks to Taylor. The feed now to Gordon. Screen by Baamute. And the foul on Dorian Finney-Smith. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Taylor. 8 points his last outing. Screen by Baamute. Clock at 4. And again, it's Eric Gordon. He's got 7.
Nice to see Gordon use his touchdown low. I mean, not the biggest guy, but still skilled at scoring close to the bucket.
Powell with the screen. Curry passes to Barea. Here's Mesri. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Taylor's shot, good. 34 seconds left in the first quarter. Powell with the screen. Curry dishes to Barea. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Barea's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Houston's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Here's Taylor. Nene, the screen. Now here's Taylor. Tucker. James Harden getting it done for the Houston Rockets. Scoring, rebounding. He was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. Back to the action after this word. You talk to Chris Paul, and it's clear he was born to play the point guard position.
Fortunately, I've always been vertically challenged, so I've never had to play power forward or center on anybody's team. I've been passing and getting into the lane, dishing the ball off to a teammate, helping people score my entire career.
Vertically challenged, that's classic coming from Chris Paul. But, you know, seriously, Greg, he's taken that challenge and made the most of what he's got. A terrific player.
Really, and you know what? He's actually turned that challenge on his head when he goes right at much bigger players and uses their size against them.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
Yeah, it's been impressive for me too, Greg. I mean, they've snuffed out a lot of shots, and I think they've had an intimidating effect on the opponent.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for Dallas, they've got J.J. Barea. Mesri is out there with Powell. Then it's Curry. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward position. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, the Houston Rockets, one of the most explosive scoring teams in the league. Defense has been a shortcoming in the past. Coach Mike D'Antoni said, we have some good individual defenders. If the rest of them just try, well, that's the plan. Kevin?
Offense is what the Rockets are all about, D.A. You know that. Coach D'Antoni definitely focuses on this part of the game more than defense. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. There are a lot of great young talents in the league right now, and when you take a look, Clark, at the young big men in the league, who stands out to you?
I like a lot of these young big guys because they're mobile, they can score the ball, they rebound it. Karl Anthony Towns is really, when you talk about a guy doing the 2010 thing this early in his career, that's special. Miles Turner, I think, has a chance to be really special with his shooting stroke and his shot blocking ability. And then Porzingis has a lot of Dirk Nowitzki qualities to him.
Sinks the triple. Gordon's got 10.
And really, the three-point shot is Gordon's specialty, Kevin. When he squares himself up, there's a real high chance he's dropping it in.
Barea kicks to Powell. Back to Barea. And here is Mesri. Powell, the pass to Mesri. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Eric Gordon. How he did last season. He put in about 16 points a game last year, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. and every team in the league needs shooting. That's what he brings coming off the pine.
Yeah, there's always a demand for shooters, man. Have jumper, will travel. I'm telling you, most championship teams, they have a bunch of those guys who can put it in the basket.
And that one falls for Measuring. And Clark, this Houston team is so good at moving the ball around, top 3 in assists last season, and they know how to get a good shot. There's no doubt about that. Just keeping the defense following the ball, moving them side to side, keeping them on the move. How does that affect team chemistry?
I think it does wonders for team chemistry, Kevin, because everybody's happy. They're enjoying touching the ball, getting shots, playing at a fast pace. It's certainly fun for us to watch and for the fans to watch, and I think it helps to recruit other good players who enjoy watching that style and wanting to be part of it.
Now here's Tucker. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Nene, the screen. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Gordon's got a great ability to draw contact. You got to respect that. He's an aggressive scorer who makes it tough on the defense, even if they get physical with him. Boy, it's so good to see Eric Gordon healthy because he's battled injuries quite a bit throughout his career. Last season played in the most games he's played in a long time, and actually ended up being healthy and one of the most valuable players on a very good Rockets team.
2 shots.
That free throw missing. And Eric Gordon dealing with injuries. And unfortunately, that's been kind of the theme of his career. Last season, only the 2nd time he's ever played more than 70 games in a regular season. The first time was his rookie year out of Indiana.
Yeah, you can't deny the fact, Kevin, that the current of being injured has run through Eric Gordon's career. But while he's not been that efficient as a driver when he's healthy, he has always been consistent from outside, and he reminded everybody last season just how dangerous he is as a shooter when he's healthy.
Shot from free throw range, and the shot no good, a bit short. Houston's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the 2nd quarter so far. It's deflected. Barea kicks to Curry, and no good. The Rockets go the other way with it. They've led by as many as 11 points. And this matchup with Dallas, it's their first meeting of the season.
And while they swept the season series against them last year, making it pretty clear how much separation exists between the 2 teams.
Yeah, Greg, I mean, one is a playoff team. The other, question mark, ... not so much. But things change, and you're only as good as your last win. So we'll see how they handle things tonight.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other.
And I tell you what, guys, that's a big play to make in a close game. Potential momentum builder there.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Barea kicks to Measuring, and out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. The Rockets 4th.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crowd-pleasing style, right? I mean, this club just got out and ran at every possible chance.
Rockets leading by 5. Paul kicks it to Tucker. Back to Paul. Nene, the screen. Outside Gordon. Nene setting the pick for Gordon. He shoots again, and the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
And, you know, the defense was probably in the C+ range there. I mean, I'm sure he feels like that's one he should have made, that layup.
Here's Finney-Smith, and the rebound goes to Nene. Nene's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And Seth Curry is going to pick up a foul. That's foul number 2 for him. So for the Rockets, Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Anderson comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's James Harden in for Gordon. Dallas also making some changes. Noel's checked in for Measuring. Nowitzki comes in for Dwight Powell. And it's Barnes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Here's Capella. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Curry kicks to Nowitzki. Barnes outside. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Rockets leading by 5. Lob pass to Capella. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Barnes dishes to Noel. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Barea.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Harden. He's coming off an excellent season. First in assists, second in scoring, and he was also among the top 20 in steals. That ability is more unique than folks realize. Very valuable defensively.
And dropping a lot of dimes. He led the league in assists because he's the ultimate competitor, an absolute magician with the basketball. Curry with a wide open look. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Barea's got 3 assists in the game. Harden kicks to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
You've got to respect and you can't sleep on the passing ability of Harden. Love how he zips it over to open teammates.
There's a screen by Noel. Back to Barnes. Just 5 on the clock. Fires from the line. It's rebounded by Houston.
And another miss. Woo. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have. You're right.
Simply missed a connection there. I mean, I like the unselfishness. Admirable, but just not the result.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Matthews comes in for Seth Curry. And Smith subbed in for J.J. Barea. Smith against Paul. Barnes up top. There's a screen by Noel. Tries again, and the layup is up and in.
Well, it's really not hard to see why Noel is seen as one of the better rebounders in the game. He really uses that great length of his to get to a lot of missed shots.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 11. Capella with the bucket. And head coach Rick Carlisle approaching a decade with the Dallas Mavericks. And he doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
Yeah, and you know that's really remarkable in a profession marked by turnover. He's pretty much anchored in there. The Mavs organization smart enough to recognize they've got one of the best in the business in the NBA, but I would even say one of the best coaches in all of pro sports.
Now here's Paul following the miss by Wesley Matthews. Such a wide open look. And it's a 7-point Rocket lead.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Nowitzki sets a screen for Barnes. Kicks it out to Nowitzki. The shot missing. Good D by Ariza. Rockets leading by 7. Off the left rim and out. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far.
Oh. Man, I like seeing Barnes whip out the big-time dunks, boy. I tell you, a high-flying forward who knows how to throw it down.
Houston's gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. Here's Capella, and the rejection by Noel. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And Wes Matthews, known as a two-way player. Clark, which aspect stands out to you the most? His offense or his defensive game?
Well, I think it's his offensive game from the standpoint of making the three-point shot. He's become a laser out there, and defensively very competitive, takes the challenge. He's rugged and tough and plays with the edge of a guy who wasn't drafted. Offensively, he can post you up a little bit too.
Free throw, no good. And he sinks the second.
Yeah, you know, the Mavericks last season were encouraged by their young squad, especially their undrafted free agents. Guys like Yogi Ferrell from Indiana and Seth Curry out of Duke earned minutes and came up big with those minutes.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop. You gotta love that one,
a little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same.
It actually almost almost makes it a little more special. Grace over power is how I would look at it.
Paul with the ball. Now Smith defending. Harden kicks to Ariza. Back to Harden. Shoots it up. Capella. Mavericks with the rebound. Noel's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Nowitzki, the pass to Smith. Right at the free throw line, and that one drops for him. Nowitzki's got his first 2 points of the night. And the Mavericks rebuilding, but still a team that can beat you on any given night, as we saw.
And you know what? They're not planning to miss the playoffs much longer. I mean, a team culture built around playing harder than their opponents, going 15 deep. Not a team to sleep on for sure.
Here's Ariza, the dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
Yeah, you chronicle the career of Trevor Ariza. You know, he came into the league primarily as a slasher and transition scorer and a good defender. He's done a nice job reinventing his game as he's gotten older. And now he's much more of a 3-and-D type player, impacting both ends of the floor.
And the Rockets making a change here. Taylor's checked in. Free throw drops for Ariza. And Ariza is certainly Clark of the 3-and-D mold as a veteran. That is often what players on the perimeter need to do as their athleticism starts to decline.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Ariza can still run the floor and occasionally punch it down on you. There's no question about that. You know, it's just now the bulk of his contributions come off knocking down threes. He's had a very long and productive career and has really done a nice job of adapting to whatever his team needs from him.
Another shot and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, I tell you what, it's really impressive how Capella has improved his role so quickly, Kevin. I mean, he's a starting caliber center known for his defense, but continues to make strides on offense, too.
He's off on the first. Well, Swiss center Clint Capella is up there as one of the most efficient players in the league. He's only 22. But he's efficient mostly because all his shots come right at the basket, right on the doorstep. Last season, he finished near the top of the league, in fact, in field goal percentage.
And for a while, he was leading the league, if I recall correctly, Kevin. Capella knows who he is, what he's about, and what his team needs from him. So he finishes off his chances that are created by guards penetrating. Not flashy, but very effective.
Now, here's Matthews. A 17-point game for him in the win against Sacramento. And it's Smith missing.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Rockets have converted 4 of 7 free throws on the night.
Two shots.
And the first one drops. And Clark, when you were growing up, was there one player in pro basketball you tried to emulate or model your game after?
I really didn't pattern my game after any particular player. I tried to piece and parcel from a lot of players. I loved the gracefulness of Lou Alcindor, now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, when I first saw him back in the late 60s. At his size and the way he could move and his touch was impressive. And then as I became more of a forward in high school, you looked at guys like Magic Johnson, and I looked at Marcus Johnson out at UCLA. Dr. J was a versatile forward as well. George McGinnis, who ended up becoming a really good friend of mine as I got drafted by the Pacers. Those guys that were big and mobile and had ball skills and shooting skills and rebounded, those were guys that I tried to play like.
The Mavericks have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
first one falls. And Dirk Nowitzki last season passing 30,000 points for his career. As Clarkie enters his 40s, how much longer do you think he can keep it up?
Well, I don't know. He probably want to play until he's 50. And if he was able to, the Mavericks will certainly have a spot for him. But I think, 40, 41, that's a pretty high bar for NBA players. But if anybody could do it, Dirk might hang around that long. Well, I tell you what, like how cool and collected he was getting the job done at the line in this one.
Here's Harden. That one drops for him. Harden's got 16.
Yeah, I like how crafty Harden is, boy. Terrific at bullying his way down deep. A dangerous, dangerous scorer in the post.
There's a screen by Noel. Dishes it to Smith. Shoots the three. Drills it from outside. 5 points in the game.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Screen by Capella. Harden's got room, and Clint Capella is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far. Gordon's checked in for Capella. Then for the Mavericks, Mejri, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Dirk Nowitzki. Mavericks trail by 5. Smith outside. Barnes dishes to Smith. Over Anderson. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. 7 points for Dennis Smith.
Smith very crafty at finding ways to get room for that mid-range shot. He's got an awesome in-between game.
Now here's Harden. 16 points for him. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Yeah, after a first quarter where they struggled from long range, they've really started to get it closer to the basket.
Yeah, and that's a nice adjustment on their part, Greg. Even for the best three-point shooting teams, sometimes you got to do a little something different to get your offense going.
Nene, he's checked in for the Rockets. And Dallas with a change here too. Powell's checked in.
One shot.
Free throw drops for Harden.
One of the great strengths of Coach D'Antoni, to me, Kevin, is he really gives his players a lot of confidence. And his philosophy really clicks with players. They're comfortable playing for him. They know their responsibilities, and they play hard for D'Antoni. Yeah, he's costing them right now, sabotaging them a little bit. He's got to find his shot if they want to win this game.
Mavericks trail by 6. Stolen by Harden. And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop. And Harden with the stuff.
And Harden's a prolific scorer. We know that. He gets it done from everywhere, anywhere. Thanks mainly to that outstanding confidence.
Now here's Matthews. He used that pick to get in close. Matthews has got 5 now. And to what you said about Mike D'Antoni, he sees his players and asks, what can they do, instead of what can't you do?
And he's had a lot of success last season, elevating the Rockets and winning Coach of the Year in the process.
35 seconds left in the first half. Finney-Smith kicks to Smith. Now Mejri. He has 7. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Taken away by Nene.
Don't have to be in a hurry. They can hold for the last one.
That's exactly what they should do. I mean, you don't want to give the opponent another possession here. Make sure you get the last one.
Feeling it. No doubt about it. He's definitely feeling it right now. Shooting a terrific percentage from the field.
And so it's the Houston Rockets in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks. Rick, what do you not like about how your team is playing so far?
Well, we weren't into it. We missed the block out. We were taking a couple of bad shots. So we just need to refocus. Key in this game, we got to take away their open jump shots and threes, and we got to rebound.
Rick, thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. James Harden was the man in the first. He had 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 blocks. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
Well, this has been a great overall performance. They matched their effectiveness on offense with their intensity on D, and the same all-around effort is going to be crucial in the second half. They still got work to do. Don't celebrate too early.
And over to Kenny. Let's get your insights on Dallas.
Well, look, they turn the ball over way too much. You can't do that in the NBA. Teams are just too talented. You can't give them that many possessions. Don't give away the entire game just by giving up an extra few possessions here and there. These guys need to come with more precision in the second half.
And that will conclude our halftime presentation. We take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden. Mavericks trail by 8. Ariza and Anderson holding down the forward spots. The two pillars of this team, Chris Paul and Harden, are the 1 and the 2. And it's Capella in at the 5. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Now here's Matthews. 5 to shoot over Harden. Matthews no good. Houston leading by 8. And it's the Rockets on the break. Ariza has the open look. Here's Capella, rejected by Nowitzki.
Love how Nowitzki uses his long arms there on defense. Solid at coming up with blocks.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
2 shots. 5. Elbow. 2.
And Harrison Barnes, just a tremendous athlete at that small forward position. I think his strength enables him to guard up and hold his own against power forwards, and coaches love that versatility.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Barnes. And Greg, you look at the versatility of Barnes. He can defend, I think, 3 positions.
And that's what the league is all about now. Switching on picks, much more popular, and with an all-around solid defender like Barnes, it doesn't uncover mismatches.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
And, you know, Harrison Barnes is an effective two-way player, becoming better every day on offense and can defend multiple positions as well.
Now here's Capella. Anderson the screen. From deep Harden. Another miss by Houston.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Smith outside. There's a screen by Noel. Smith on the wing, defended by Paul. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Nowitzki's got his second basket of the game.
Kevin, you always have to be alert to where Nowitzki is. I mean, he loves catching the defense off guard with the catch and shoot.
It's Harden with the drive, and he makes good on the layup.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear, it's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
Now here is Smith. 7 points in the game. Barnes outside. There's a screen by Noel. Off the pick. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Houston leading by 6. Ariza kicks to Anderson. Hits the jumper in space. Anderson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And, you know, throughout his career, Anderson has stroked it well from distance. So confident from behind the arc.
Nowitzki, the pass to Smith. Over in the corner, Barnes. Barnes with another miss.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Ariza dishes to Paul. No good with the triple. Mavericks trail by 9. And Matthews kicks to Nowitzki. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
You know, Nowitzki, who's been a Hall of Fame player throughout his career, had an Achilles injury last year, and there was some question as to whether or not he would retire. Nice to see him back in action for one more season.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. And Nowitzki had said his goal was to make it an even 20 years playing in the NBA, Clark.
And Kevin, here he is, season 20, after all he's accomplished and all this time, to see him still playing and still contributing at a very high level, really remarkable.
Curry's checked in for the Mavericks. Barea comes in for Smith. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Gotta like the confidence, such an important part of making shots. Nice seeing a big man knock down free throws.
Screen by Capella. Capella with a screen on Barnes. Ariza with it. He has 5. Here's the 3. Barea pulls it in.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Feeds it to Nowitzki. He dishes it to Noel. Curry using his post move to get the 2 points. Curry's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
He had to battle for that lay-in. Excellent, tough defense, but he found a way to get it down anyway.
Anderson kicks to Capella. 2 points. That one goes.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And the Rockets play at one of the highest paces in the NBA. A lot of possessions for both sides as they want as many chances as they can possibly get to score. Clark, when you think about that, how do you prepare for a team like the Rockets if you're their opponent?
Well, there are a couple of things you can do. One is you try to slow them down, and some teams are equipped to do that. Other teams are equally adept at the 3, so you match them shot for shot. But the problem with that is Harden is really good in the half court, and even when you take away transition, he can hurt you in the half court game.
That's good from Capella. 3rd quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Ball against Barea. He kicks it to Barnes. Over Ariza. And he can't bank that one in. Houston leading by 8. 14 feet away. Good. Ariza's got 7 points.
And Ariza, superb in transition, runs the floor beautifully, getting to the right spot before the defense can.
And the Mavericks call time here.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of blanks there. Can't hit a thing. Has to be deflating.
And a look here at the shot chart for the Rockets.
You know, I doubt they came into this game thinking they would be doing this much damage from mid-range, but you have to give them credit for being able to see what is available in their offense and then exploit the weakness of the D. To be successful in this league, you have to be flexible, and they've done a great job of that so far.
Mavericks trail by 10. Outside Curry. There's a screen by Noel. Nowitzki for 3. Rockets with the rebound.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Ariza outside. Screen by Capella. Shot clock at 6. Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
And one of the things about Harden is he is incredible at scoring despite getting hit. I mean, astonishing to me how he maintains his focus on these shots.
Now here's Barea. Now the pass to Nowitzki. They need this. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on James Harden.
He played his college basketball at Duke. Seth Curry has really emerged as a solid NBA player, even though he was undrafted. A combo guard, he makes shots, and he makes plays.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw good by Curry. And Seth Curry, much more of a shooter than he is a passer.
We'll see if he can make the transition to point guard that his brother did. I mean, in the meantime, his 6'2" height leaves him something of a disadvantage against bigger shooting guards. But I tell you what, this young man is impressed with his ability to be a solid NBA guard.
He hits both from the stripe.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
Now here's Tucker. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Paul kicks it to Tucker. From outside, off the mark.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I'm sure he's frustrated, Greg, because nothing is falling right now. But he's going to keep chipping away at it, and that's the attitude. Stay with it.
The shot by Curry. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Curry's got 11 points. Rockets leading by 8. Ariza passes it to Harden. And some nice passing there by Houston. Paul kicks to Harden. And the rejection by Noel.
And the shot blocking skills of Noel are a staple of his game. Really one of the foundational pieces. He really takes a lot of pride in what he does on defense.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Here's Barea. James Harden picking up that last basket. Noel dishes to Barea. Here's Nowitzki. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Nowitzki's got 6 in the quarter.
That's where Nowitzki's long arms help him on the glass. They're solid at using that length to reel in rebounds.
Kicks it to Capella. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Curry can't get it to go.
That was not the best screen in the world, clearly. Got to credit the defense for keeping after the shooter and making it difficult for him.
And the Mavericks call time here.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, they're getting crushed, killed, hammered, pulverized in the post.
And how about the career progression of Trevor Ariza? You know, he came into this league somewhat as an energy player who, you know, obviously could attack the rim. Now he's one of those guys who's primarily a 3-and-D component.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. And Bahamute comes in for Trevor Ariza. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for James Harden. And Taylor subbed in for Chris Paul. Here's Taylor. The Mavericks making the shot. And Bahamute, the pass to Nene. Shoots over Mejri. And it comes off the front of the rim. For Ariza, his first few years in the NBA, over half his shots came within a few feet of the rim. Greg, now over 2/3 of his shots are from beyond the arc.
And that's just how it goes for some players in the NBA. Ariza still, he has some bursts to finish at the rim, but has turned himself into a deep threat, and he's always been a presence with his defense as well.
Nice looking floater there, Kevin. Such a fast shot, a quick release. Really hard to guard that.
Powell with the screen. And there's the call on Nene. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Now here's Curry. He's got 11. The shot missing.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Back to Taylor. From deep. The Mavericks pull it in. Measury's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Tips it. It's good on the putback. Borea's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they?
Yes, they can, Kevin. They can't allow him to beat them to too many more of those.
And it's Gordon missing. Mavericks trail by 10. Here's Curry with the 3. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
This guy will really make you pay if you leave him enough room outside.
Nene, the screen. Here's Taylor. He has 5. Charity stripe shot. No good on the shot. And it's Dallas the other way. Curry on the wing. Defended by Gordon. Here's Measury. Rockets with the rebound.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
And that's how you do it, guys. Ball pressure and then get some runouts.
Houston leading by 5. Gordon kicks it to Tucker. They set the pick. There's the triple. And it's Gordon missing. Dallas has gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the 3rd. Curry kicks to Powell. The dish to Borea. Passes to Measury. He feeds it to Powell. Here's Finney-Smith. Takes the 13-footer. Here's Measury. Some solid defense there by Nene. They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
They get it again. Powell. It's deflected. Back to Taylor. Nene, the screen. Taylor dishes to Nene. To end the drought, and the layup is up and in. Taylor's got 7. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Rockets.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
And it's the Mavericks with the ball, following the score by Houston. Stolen by Tucker. Pass to Taylor. Here's the screen. Softly drops in the floater. And now it's a 9-point Rocket lead.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
Curry can't get it to go.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Now here's Taylor. From deep 3-point range. Can't connect. And we've reached the end of the 3rd. Rockets lead by 9. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. Rick Carlisle had some words for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Got to have a presence in the lane. Remember, no layups, no layups, no layups.
Rick Carlisle making rim protection a key priority. You heard right there. We'll see if they can really shut down the paint.
And to achieve what the coach wants, it's going to take a lot of communication defensively. Guys helping one another on the floor.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Smith Jr. runs the point with Matthews at his side. They're the backcourt. Dwight Powell is out there with Measuring. And it's Finney Smith in at the three, the small forward. Here's Smith following the basket by Nene. Pass to Measuring. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
And one thing that is quite clear with the Rockets in terms of their approach is their shot selection. They prefer easy layups or threes. Very rarely will you see them play that in-between game.
Shooting two.
He misses the free throw. And that shot selection, a systematic approach by the whole Houston organization. Greg, as a team, they actually took less mid-range jump shots than DeMar DeRozan did individually last season.
Yeah, and it wasn't even close. I mean, the approach Houston has made successful the last few seasons, they are 100% committed to not taking mid-range shots if they can help it.
And the second free throw, good.
Well, you hear a lot of disparaging, hating remarks directed towards jump shooting teams, but the Mavericks make no apologies. I mean, that's their game offensively, and that's their story, and they're sticking to it.
Now here's Gordon. Shoots over Matthews. And it's Gordon missing. Smith against Paul. Out to the wing. Here's Finney Smith. Second shot opportunity. Oh, that's blocked. And here's Mbamute. Gordon with no one around. Again, the miss by Gordon. And you look at the numbers, whether it's three-pointers or mid-range shots, spot up or pull-up, you name it. If it's a jumper, Dallas will live off it.
And you know what, Kevin? If the NBA game was played more like a game of horse, they would be a powerhouse. And, you know, with their defensive scheme clogging the paint, they dare opponents to get into a shoot it out with them because they feel like they win that game most times.
Here's Nene following the three-point basket by Dallas. Measuring with the rebound. Measury's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Here's Powell. And the rebound goes to Nene. Nene's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. And Mbamute the pass to Gordon. Screen by Mbamute. And the basket by Gordon. And the Rockets lead by 9.
You know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
Smith outside. Screen by Smith. And Matthews gets it to go.
Man, it's nice to see Matthews get involved inside, showing a nice touch around the basket.
Nene with the screen on Smith. Paul kicks to Nene. The kick out to Anderson. No good on the triple.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
He can't hit that time, so Houston will take it the other way. They've held a 12-point lead early. Houston making some changes. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Riza comes in for Mbamute. And it's James Harden in for Gordon. Then for the Mavericks, Noel's checked in for Measury. Nowitzki comes in for Dwight Powell. And it's Harrison Barnes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Now here's Ariza. The feed to Paul. Three-pointer. And it's Noel with the rebound. Mavericks trail by 7. Matthews into the lane. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 15 rebounds here tonight. Kicks it out to Ariza. Dishes to Harden. Anderson wide open. Another miss by Houston.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Boy, the muscle and strength of Matthews, really impressive, Kevin. Great at scoring even while getting bodied up by the defense.
Now, here is Harden. Ariza kicks to Capella. There's a screen. Feeds it to Harden. Shoots over Matthews. And there's the foul. It goes on Ryan Anderson. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Mavericks trail by 5. Now Matthews. He dishes it to Nowitzki. Harden against Matthews. It's rebounded by Houston. Harden's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Oh, no one around him. Offline with his 3. Down low. Here's Nowitzki. It's rebounded by Houston. Anderson's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Here's Paul. Lob pass to Capella.
And Noel, we know he's out there to play defense, whether he's blocking shots, coming away with steals, or merely getting a hand up in the shooter's face. He's incredibly valuable because of how he defends.
Here's Matthews. Got it from 16 feet. Matthews has got 6 in the quarter. Rockets leading by 3. Here's Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Terrific timing on that pass, placing it in a great spot, ideal spot where his teammate could score.
The Mavericks shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Smith dishes to Noel. Back to Smith. Barnes outside. Clock at 6. Here's Noel. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Has to be disappointing seeing him miss that one, Kevin. I mean, the defense wasn't bad, but still, I think he needs to convert from there.
And for Houston, they're shooting the ball at 42%. Here's Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Hey, he's not going to mess that one up. Capella, when he's that close, count.
Paul with the steal. To the left wing, takes a 3. With the second effort, and the rejection by Noel. And Anderson gets it to go.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they had.
Now here's Matthews, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the foul against Houston.
Boy, Wesley Matthews brings a ton of energy, and I love that. Solid at putting the defense in a pickle and then forcing the contact to draw the foul.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
Boy, you take a look at this Houston Rockets offense. They've got so many threats, and Harden is clearly the big one. He's in the middle of it all, and his teammates do a nice job of playing off of him.
Both free throws good from Matthews. And Clark, so much of the offensive burden has fallen on the shoulders of Harden. Now he's got some help, certainly, with Chris Paul.
You know what? As well as Harden played last season at the point guard spot, I think this trade was just too good to pass up. I mean, I anticipate they're going to make one heck of a duo.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. It's going to be on James Harden.
I'll tell you what, age ain't nothing but a number when you talk about the impact of Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, with his size and shooting touch, he creates so many openings for himself and his teammates offensively.
Two shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And Nowitzki's turnaround, an unblockable shot when he's hitting. Greg, he's unguardable.
And even though he's lost a little lift in the legs, he's worked hard to kind of quicken his release. And just another tweak for a guy who's made a career of adding layers to his Hall of Fame game.
Both free throws good from Matthews. Houston leading by 5. Out to the right wing. Houston moving the ball around. Lob pass to Capella.
And you might as well ride him, Kevin. When he's hot like that, feeling it, Capella needs to be ridden and ridden hard.
Smith the pass to Nowitzki. He kicks to Barnes. It's Matthews on the wing. Nowitzki a screen. Over Harden. Dallas again missing. The Rockets shooting a paltry 33% in the fourth. Not a good showing for this offense. And the pass to Anderson. Fires from deep. It's rebounded by Dallas.
He's still fighting it. And sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets. He's trying to get in the rhythm, but right now he's playing hard, but he's hurting his team.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
Well, they don't have anybody to blame but themselves. Got to prevent them from getting good looks this late in the ball game. You got to come up with stops.
One shot, gentlemen.
On the free throw, no good.
One of the things that every great player has to have is a tremendous work ethic, and Harrison Barnes has the reputation of being an outstanding worker. He wants to be special, and he's willing to put the time in to give it a chance to happen.
Smith on the wing, defended by Paul. Smith against Paul. Lets it go from 11. No good. In and out off the rim.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And, you know, Capella has a big body, Kevin, and knows how to use it as he draws contact from the defense on his way up.
That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw. Mavericks trail by 8. Noel, a screen on Paul. Kicks it to Matthews. Beyond the arc. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got his 6th assist on the night.
Remarkable poise from Wesley Matthews. Looks like he's very comfortable shooting as soon as that ball hits his hand.
Anderson with the screen for Harden. And the rejection by Noel. Dallas has gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. Barnes uses the glass to finish the layup. Now just a 3-point Houston lead.
Boy, the speed of Barnes, Kevin, blasts around defenders and gets to the bucket with ease. Nice.
Harden kicks to Ariza. Kicks it out to Harden. Anderson with the screen for Ariza. High arcing shot. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
And Ariza's calm demeanor, excellent at scoring in key spots, and that calmness helps him.
Dallas calls timeout.
He's forcing shots offensively, hurting his team in the process. He needs to trust his teammates more.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, James Harden.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
Seth Curry, he's checked in for Wesley Matthews. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. He does not like the high foul number in this game. He told them, you've got to stop biting on the shot fake. Stop gambling for steals. That's giving them easy points at the line. We'll see how they respond.
And the basket by Nowitzki.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
There's the pick. Paul kicks to Capella. Curry against Harden. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Capella. It counts, and the foul. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
And, you know, Capella is so strong that you really got to wrap him up if you're going to commit the foul on him.
And that one misses. Mavericks trail by 5. Here's Curry. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kills, showing no mercy in transition there, partner.
Now here's Harden. Harden draws the double. And here's Anderson for 3. Another shot. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Noel. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. Dallas making a switch here. Powell's checked in. And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. He's able to hit the second one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. Smith with it, and it's Harden picking him up outside Curry. Powell with the screen. Curry dishes to Barnes. Like it's 6 over Ariza. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
And Barnes, great at getting the shot he wants in big moments of the game. Clutch! Harrison Barnes.
Here's Harden. There's the dish to Capella. Rejected by Nowitzki. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball. Harden outside. Houston moving the ball around. To the paint. 5 on the clock.
And love how Paul seeks out his teammates. Superb at slicing the D to pieces with his passing.
Powell with the screen. Over in the corner. Barnes over Ariza. Barnes with another miss.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
The well-seasoned Ariza continues to make a difference. I mean, this veteran is a reliable scorer and a quality defender.
And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
Those foul shots put them that much more in the driver's seat.
Smith, the pass to Kerr. And it's Smith penetrating. And a missed layup.
And doesn't he just have a nose, a knack for the basketball? He is by far their best rebounder.
Well, he has been today. No doubt about that. His effort's been unbelievable.
Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. 50 seconds left in the fourth. They set the pick on the wing, Barnes. And Capella sends it back. The three. That's good from Paul on the assist by Ariza. And the Rockets lead by 11.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
Harden with it. Now Smith defending. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Big time. I mean, it's amazing. Their crowd letting them hear it. And that's always inspiring. They want to see this thing get wrapped up.
And that's how you answer back.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at them. Show them you can shoot from outside all night long.
So we see Houston taking the W here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor. Completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester. And that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Chris, big win tonight. What do you think was the biggest factor?
I mean, I don't know. You know, it was just our defense. You know, obviously our offense fed off of it. Guys made open shots, but I think we really locked down defensively, and that's what we're trying to make sure is that we're a defensive team every night.
Well, you were a defensive team tonight, Chris. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long.